Welcome mates, I'm Bloodthirsty Lord, but you can call me Lordy, and today we're back on Paragon once again, and today we're actually on the official page of Paragon, or their website, and one of their blog posts talking about the Road to Monolith Part 2, where they talk about safe lanes, they talk about gold buff, and they talk about some objectives within the game. That is pretty interesting, and that's what we're going to talk about within this video. But before we get into this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe button to keep up to date with all the greatest and latest Paragon gaming content and Paragon gaming news, and always expect it here first. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. So let's see what the Paragon and Epic Games team had to say about this. Hey Paragon people, today we'll be talking about safe lanes in part 2 of our blog series, and also they mentioned part 1. If you haven't watched that, I have a video on my channel, it will be popping up on screen right now. Click that and you'll be able to watch part 1 of this video, where we talk about the map, the name of the map, and all these other little things here and there, why they're making it. It is pretty interesting. But in part 2, which is what we're going to discuss within this video, we take a look at what the safe lane means, and why is it important in a MOBA, as well as how we perceive it through the lens of Paragon. The primary function of a safe lane is to act as a safe place for high economy scaling heroes, which we refer to as carries, to set up shop in the laning early phase of a match. Carries can use a safe lane to ensure their success in the early phases of the game by safely building up their economic advantage. So pretty much what you're seeing are two lanes also having a highlighted section in them, which is that wide section showcasing the safe lane of each side. And in that side, you have more of a defensive position because you own more of that actual lane compared to the enemy team, as you can see. Where we own this much of that lane, they only own this portion of that lane. So it makes it easier for you to play defensively compared to them. So that's what makes it interesting, and obviously that's going to help you scale a lot more better with high carries like Twin Blast, Murdoch, and so on. In Paragon, we have heroes that fit comfortably into this mold. Heroes like Murdoch, Sparrow, Grimex, and Twin Blast scale very well with economy, but are relatively weak in the early stages of the game. Pairing these carries with a strong support hero can offset much of their early game weakness. In Monolith, a carry and support can team up to control the safe lane. Together they form what we refer to as the safe lane duo. It is pretty much like a duo in any MOBA, but this is just more of a safer option. Majority of people do that in like League of Legends in the bot lane, and they're obviously able to rotate into other lanes if they want. It's not like set, you don't have to be there, but it's obviously the easiest way to get your carry high up. MOBAs handle the specifics of the safe lane in a variety of different ways, and we're excited to share how we have reimagined this idea in Paragon. The safe lane is safe, or rather safer than the other positions on the map. Players should be able to identify the safe lane as a low-risk farming area that is more defensible than other lanes. The natural defensive position of this lane makes it easier to avoid aggressive rotations from the enemy team, and allows for a great focus on last hitting. So obviously that makes sense, and if you want to put one of your carries in there, like Grimex, Sparrow, especially Sparrow is dirty late game. Pretty much any of the range carries, you put in that lane with a aggressive early support, it's going to work out really well, like Deca and so on. Also, there's a new section called the gold buff. They haven't spoken about this at all until today, so that's pretty sick. Well, the name isn't very good, we'll work on it. The gold buff is a new objective for the safe lane that we meet our design goals of giving players more control over the team economy. So pretty much this is going to help the team economy in a great deal, and gold buff is a way to get ahead in that lane especially. So instead of having the dunk positions on the red side, most likely the gold buffs will replace that position on this map. And pretty much that's going to be a high priority target to take out in the early game, because it will get you quicker to the end game. Results of pretty much making your carries do more damage than expected while you reach in the mid game stages, which is pretty good. Regularly claiming the gold buff can ensure a strong economic advantage for the carry. The safe lane duo will also need to protect the gold buff from the oppressive offlaner. We'll talk about that role later, and jungle that one too. Pretty much the other laner in that lane is usually a solo laner in that 1v2 lane, I'm guessing. That's what they're trying to do there, but they're going to talk about that in the future most likely. And the jungle is obviously going to own that part of the jungle as well, because it's going to be somewhat still a jungle, I'm guessing. I don't think it's just there. Like when the slam dunk positions are in Agora, I don't think it's just then you're all like, oh, there's the buff, the gold buff. I don't think it's like that. I think most likely it's going to have some jungle terrain around it as well. In order to keep it out of the hands of the enemy team, placing a new high-value objective on the map has made for some exciting new gameplay that we can't wait for you to experience. And now they actually show another image of Monolith, the concept art for it, and it's looking pretty dope, man. You gotta love that. But for some reason it looks like it's blocked. Whoa. Remember that interactive map that I played? Do you think this is pretty much the same thing? Like the call's there and then you get out and then there's like 3 ways? I have no clue, man. This is going to be actually interesting to see the actual when it comes to Paragon very soon, when it comes to public testing. That concludes a quick overview of the safe lane. We're excited about how these new positions and roles are shaping up, and we've got more coming to you soon as we continue to roll out Monolith. Next week, we'll take another look at the art and visual design of the map and where we see that going. So that's been pretty sick to talk about as well, and I'm loving this. So we got a new buff, gold buff, we have a safe lane, we have an oppressive laner, off laner. I'm guessing that's going to verse the actual safe lane duos, followed by the actual map and the way the actual safe lane is. You can see on both sides of the map, it is pretty sick. And I think that's pretty much it. That's all they've discussed within this actual topic today, or this blog post, which is pretty good. But mates, before we end this off, I want to know your thoughts about this actual map. Are you interested? Are you hyped for this map? Leave your comment in the comment section down below. So mates, if you enjoy this video, show your support by smashing that like button. Let's try to get 75 likes on this video. And if you guys want to see more Paragon Gaming content and Paragon Gaming news on my channel, all you have to do is share this with your friends and hit the subscribe button to become a mate today. And that is all for this video. Oh, time's go, but don't you worry. We're back very soon. Hang out, boys, because you ain't seen nothing yet. Oh wait, if you go back to the actual map, you can see the gold buff. The actual gold beams, or the actual orbs. I think that's where the gold buff camp is. Ah, interesting.
Still a little bit dumb, but I'm okay.